in the blue color in this best of 7 show match hosted by Phenomenon. Huge shout out to the man himself. This is Yoshi playing as Isis over here. And on the other side, playing as Shenong. One of the best, if not the best, deathmatch players of all time. This is Volt in the red color, playing Shenong. Probably said red color twice. Anyway, we've got a mercenary rush from Yoshi, followed by an extra villager. He's spreading them out a little bit, the mercenaries, that is. Going through Bast, Hathor, Osiris, it would appear. Volt is trying to build a little bit of a sim city to avoid the mercenaries getting right in and picking off his early villagers. Now, Deathmatch starts with super high resources, as you can tell, 15k each, and you advance through the ages instantaneously. What you want to do is capture the town centers as soon as possible. They're built at a reduced speed, and we are on the Deathmatch patch over here, so the maps are fully symmetrical, actually. All the locations are fully mirrored. There's a gold mine here, there's a gold mine here, and so on and so forth. Sphinx is looking to get some pickups. Yoshi is capturing the nose of the Sphinx relics, making his buildings even more strong than they already are. 5,000 hit points on this Isis town center. The sun-dried mud brick through Hathor already does that. And why do these mercs live so long, you might be wondering? Well, if you upgrade Medjay through Hathor, while the mercenaries are out, their lifespans are actually reset. That is what happened. That is why you can rush across the map with mercenaries. So the infantry ones basically lived over twice their lifespan. A bunch of Kopesh are being sent over. They're pretty quick in the DM patch, and their bonus damage is a little bit higher than you would see in Supremacy to make them viable against these fully upgraded units. They have to run past them, right, somehow and get to the villagers. Not going to be happening, and Volt is actually putting on some serious pressure, trying to deny this town center with the buffed War Salamander. Basically, all the early myth units are buffed in the Deathmatch patch, as you are facing fully upgraded armies. They just need to have some kind of relevance. Otherwise, there will be absolutely no reason to make them over the mythic ones. But Yoshi has a bunch of mummies, which already contribute to Volt's problems. Now, Shenong should be very potent in terms of timing attacks. But at the same time, the villagers do not regenerate like those of Nuva with the acupuncture upgrade, nor do you have a way to recover them, and nor do you have a way to train them faster, such as with the Landlord Spirit upgrade that allows you to make them faster when you worship Dabo Gong in the Heroic Age. So that's not happening, but we've got a bunch of Isis cavalry here, extremely fast at 7.8 speed, thanks to the Desert Twin upgrade and the Mithril Horseshoe relics. So that is absolutely amazing, and Yoshi is looking to absolutely get to a free TC state, securing them with monuments, so it's not going to be easy for Volt to cast any god powers. So far, the kill to death is definitely favoring Yoshi. He has probably sold a little bit of wood as well. He still has over 10k, and the early eclipse has certainly helped. The cavalry will absolutely counter everything coming over here. I mean, the halberds are very nice, and Volt has gone through Chang'e, giving him the Jade Rabbit upgrade, which makes everything move a little bit faster, human units and heroes at least. We've got the Shenong Fire Lance, which deals splash damage, unlike the normal ones. And that should be able to make quick work of these chariots and reset this forward TC. Yoshi will need a lot more villagers to make this happen. The cavalry getting on top, but the halberdiers are proving to be a bit too much of an obstacle, especially in those kind of numbers. But Yoshi, at the same time, is doing the perfect counterattacks that he needs to be doing, killing like 4 villagers right there. Volt somehow manages to cast the god power here. The monument was just a little bit too far back. Monument of soldiers, that is. And yeah, this geyser will be absolutely granting Volt this area, so he can park his archers here, especially the fire lances, and siege down the Migdol stronghold. Man, it has 4,000 hit points right now. The rock gets taken down, so Yoshi's not going to be able to make any cute drops happen in this one. And Volt's resources are starting to look kind of okay, as he now has 18 villagers. Still needs to somehow grab this forward TC, but you gotta keep in mind, Yoshi doesn't have half his army at the main location. 2 seconds left of this, and then there's gonna be a great flood later on. Volt also should be able to make a bunch of white tigers, which are currently just parking in the main base. A lot more gonna be trained, and he's saving these for after the wave, I believe. So yeah, the 4th god power is gonna be in seconds now. Unfortunately, as the spectator, I don't have the counter for it. Not in the spectator mode, at least. Maybe if I switch to player views? Nah, I don't. Son of Osiris is in, however. And he will be able to do a number to these units. 60 hack damage. Hitting 4 targets is obviously pretty nice with this chain lightning attack. Let's go. So the kill to death thus far is very even, actually. Resource-wise, Yoshi has killed more units than Volt has. So that is some fantastic news. These Desert Wind Camels certainly showing their true power here. And the Spearmen are getting on top as well. Now, the Spearmen will be serving as a counter to the Fire Lance, should they be able to keep running. We've also got a handful of Slingers, which will be further helping against the Mounted Archers, as well as the regular Chukonu. I do feel like Yoshi doesn't have quite all the army here. Something's not right. He doesn't have the production he needs. But he does have 20 villagers on gold, which means he should be able to use prosperity soon. Maybe just stay on 2 TC, honestly, and just focus on that quick prosperity there. Son of Osiris is empowering a random barracks, so that's not the most fortunate thing. I really like the use of Pitsukas. They have a little bit more hit points than the mummies do, so if Volt did bring around a bunch of heroes, he'd be having trouble making them work. Just because these guys are so tanky. Yoshi can retreat them, he can pop them into a rock, and so on and so forth. Volt is running extremely low on resources. He's switched his garden on, all his gardens onto wood right now, so they are currently in the back here generating that instead of favor. Really good news for Yoshi for sure, as now he doesn't have to deal with tigers. There are tigers somewhere, right? I mean, they must be in the gold mine area, picking off the Pharaoh actually at the cost of a lot of their own health. But the buildings here will be shooting them to death eventually, denying a little bit of the prosperity active time, but Yoshi has gathered enough, I would say, to survive. Now, will he be able to establish a market route? Will he be able to get the 3rd TC? And most important, oh, there's no wave, excuse me, he went tigers. So there's gonna be an Earth Dragon at some point, and Yoshi actually using a pretty good Locust. That's gonna be denying this TC for at least a short time. Let's see if Yoshi can get maybe a catapult shot on or something like that. I don't know why I thought he would be going for a bit of a surfing run here, but that's not the plan for Volt today. The better Yoshi can micro these slingers, the further this game can go. Right now there's essentially no archers, so I hope he stops making them though for now. Really like the forward temple, and I like that he did stop making those units. The Pharaoh has respawned. Temple in the back currently not making anything. We don't have a lot of Egyptian walls. We've got a catapult shot on the settlement, ladies and gentlemen, so that's going to significantly delay that thing. And Volt is looking for a new attack angle, as it appears that Yoshi has indeed held the Mass Slingers of making it happen. Where is now Volt going to use this Earth Dragon? I'm not sure there's a good spot for it. Like, where even could he cast? Not a gold mine. Can't cast it. Maybe could cast it in front of the TC, but it's out of range. The Deathmatch patch does give it a little bit of actual ranged attacks, but it's not too significant. The Son of Osiris getting targeted, Yoshi retreating it back to the Siege Tower. Very high intensity game thus far for sure. Siege Tower trying to break through. This element has received another catapult shot from somewhere, or something else has occurred that lowered its HP. Let's see if Yoshi can get on top of this. The villagers are being pulled immediately in an effort to take it out, and even the champion Fire Lances. Oh, he just deleted all of those slingers. Very nice shots. Looks like another shot has gone through, and Volt had to restart the TC. Yoshi setting up his market in the corner. His gold mine's expiring, but there are 2 more here. Is that 4K? 6K. It's untouched. The third TC is up for Yoshi. That's going to give him all he needs in terms of population space. He's now up to 169 maximum population. The priests are doing a number to the Earth Dragon. He's nothing but a roadblock to stop siege units from entering. But yeah, now that the elephants are out as well, and the Son of Osiris is still putting work on these units. Next to the siege tower, he can garrison any moment. Yoshi, do watch out. Okay, he is garrisoning. Very good micro. Very, very fantastic. Gotta be careful with clumping up though, and the chariots are not the most effective counters to the Firelance. They are in fact the opposite, as the Firelance do massive bonus damage against archers, 150% as it would seem, and through the upgrades of Shivang Mu here, he's got the Golden Peaches, 25% extra hit points for these things. Very significant, and obviously the ones from Shenong are better as well, giving this splash damage. That's why we're seeing all these health bars flash up. Yoshi will have to get out these cavalry again, and maybe some spearmen. He's been doing very good though with denying this TC. So long as he can build up his economy continuously, he's gonna be fine. He's got beautiful farming in the main base and the second base as well, and he's training villagers now to sort that out. A bunch of idols, but he can take care of that. There's a little hunt that he could use. Maybe we'll be seeing rock drops down the line, but right now there's still a handful of immortals, and do remember these heal thanks to Chang'e. They regenerate at 2 hit points per second. The Golden Peaches affect them as well, so these are quite the tanky variants. We might be having to see a bunch of mercenary cavalry here in order to hold. Yeah, lots of damage going down on these siege towers as well. They do have 90% crush armor, but it's probably not going to be enough. Yoshi is playing completely out of his mind right now. He's got a lot of favor banked up actually, so he could do pretty much anything he wants. The mercenary cavalry are out, and they are affected by the Mithrish horseshoes. DM patch actually buffs their speed, as their stats have been heavily nerfed many times. And this allows them now to basically be faster than the White Tiger. That's insane. Forcing Volt back all the way here. I'm seeing some misinformation in the chat. This is actually top level deathmatch. These guys are easily currently the top 2 players in this game mode. Just in case people didn't know. Yoshi is switching to a little bit of wood gathering. He'll need it, as he's making a ton of chariots, a ton of siege weapons. This needs to be repaired, and soon, because Volt might be able to turn the game around by just sheer force of micro. Even though he's completely down at TC and the ISIS bonus, oh my goodness, he might be able to make this happen. Yoshi is just a little bit all over the place, and he's instantly getting punished for it. The TC is down. Son of Osiris at only 55 hit points. The Immortals could do their ranged attacks against him, and they are doing it right now. Cool, we've got a little bit of stuff going on with the siege towers here. I don't think they can do too much. The villagers have massive bonus damage still. And there is like an immortal on to buy some time. That puts Volt right on top of Yoshi's gold mine. The mercenary cavalry are kind of taken care of by the mounted archers. All he needs to do is to somehow make him stop, because he can't hit a unit moving at 6.05 speed. That's just not happening. The Kopesh have entered. They are ravaging the villagers around his gold mine. Yoshi is all over the place. He's Kopeshing this area. He's barracksing up the gold mines. He's been hitting the main. I wasn't even seeing that. The White Tigers have taken care of both situations though. But we've got a rock running around. Is that for actually something? Doesn't look like there's anything in it. Looks like the Immortal is trying to chase after that, but has to go through towers and archer fire. He's not speedy enough to dodge all that, but the Fire Lancers have made this work. They've destroyed the Migdor stronghold. So fantastic work there. But here comes Yoshi with the siege towers loaded with Kopesh. And once you unleash those on a villager group, That's going to be absolutely brutal. Volt does have a bunch of caravans, but these aren't doing anything right now with such a short distance. You get 0 gold back rather than the ideal 100 that you would probably get from here to here. That said, Volt is right on top of Yoshi's economy. He can take out these towers, he can take out the monuments. That would certainly hurt. These fire lances are becoming a big issue. Spearmen are getting on top though. They have some pretty sweet bonus damage, and Yoshi has a pretty good economy overall. Walling attempts have happened from our Shenong player, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be the case. Rock does eject the siege towers quickly enough before the Immortal can snipe. There are a bunch of Kopesh within, not too many though, and Volt doesn't have that much economy here. I think he can defend against that many siege towers. They're pretty low already as it is. And these white tigers have insane damage output. At the same time, he's pushing himself. Volt can shoot over this wall fairly easily. That said, the Migdol is shooting back, and there are going to be some units coming out of here. Once again, the main TC has been protected. It would be nice to see from Yoshi, perhaps an elephant drop might work better at this rate, as those are just significantly harder to kill. 300 HP on these things and essentially no hack armor makes it tough to stay alive against all those tigers. An elephant would have like 600 HP or whatever it is. I think we can. Oh, that's the upgrade. More elephant. It doesn't show the upgraded state, unfortunately, in this mode. We would have to actually see Yoshi make one. I would love to see a few elephants from Yoshi. He can certainly afford 1 or 2. And if he can afford this many camels, he sure as hell can afford that. Okay, there's gonna be another rock drop of something. Currently, I don't see the siege. But yeah, this is pretty clean stuff. 2 to 2 TCs. High action will be continuing very shortly. Barracks are being made. Volt attempting to expand to the corner. Currently, we are at 69 civilians for Yoshi, but that actually doesn't account for the caravans that he's got. So it's 69 villagers and 16 additional camels. Whereas Volt has 53 villagers, significantly less, and also fewer caravans. But his army has been doing a number to Yoshi, so if he can keep that going, that's actually pretty nice stuff. Kill Death has swung a little bit in Volt's favor there. So Yoshi doing what he can to do guerrilla warfare and pick off units one by one. Pharaoh Larry here is out there doing Larry things. I don't think these Pitsukos will be able to pick off the Immortals, but maybe if they can target the Fire Lancers, the Migdol could stay. And that is essentially one of the win conditions for Yoshi. Can he secure this gold mine for now, and maybe the next one, maybe pounce on the TC. We're gonna see another siege tower drop. Yoshi just doesn't give up, but Volt does see it, I believe. He is going after it with Immortals. Is he gonna move them ahead of the Rock though? That's the big question. They are a little bit faster than the Rock, so they are the ideal counter. If he notices this, he should be able to pick it off fairly easily, forcing an early ejection from Yoshi. Oh, they are directly beneath, and Volt does notice it. Yoshi must eject or the Rock will die. Perfect eject. But this does mean that the other units will be able to block his path, and armories are being made as well to make that situation even worse. The siege towers can't move. They're all clumped up. Oh no, that is terrible news for Yoshi. All 4, I believe, will be absolutely destroyed without a chance to enter. Timber Harvest is being used in the in this most chaotic late game we've seen in a while. This isn't really late game even. I mean, they have not been able to get past the mid game. They're just destroying each other right now. So with that, Volt should be able to gather a little bit more wood, but he actually has nobody on wood. What happened there? Oh no. He only has 3 people on wood. It doesn't do anything. It might have been a misclick, to be completely honest. The tiger is in the trade route, but Yoshi quickly made some mummies to help defend against it, so that's been very nice. Only losing a bunch of caravans. These are carrying 74 gold per trip. Would love for Yoshi to empower it, then he wouldn't have to rely on the gold mining as much anymore. Trying to build up some mass towers as well as getting mercenaries going. But yeah, that 20% empower on the trade would be fantastic. The 22 hit points Son of Osiris chilling out here would be probably smart to go to the main base and empower that, as that is a hard one to attack. Volt going for another trade raid, and I believe there's a gap somewhere. Or maybe the White Tiger just jumps through, but anyway, this is easy enough temple to destroy. That wall is getting fully built now, so well done to Yoshi with that. Volt is attempting to grab his third TC though, and he continues pressuring Yoshi's third. This is gonna be pretty intense, as if Volt does get up to that 160 population with the town center and Yoshi can't get it, he'll be stuck on 146 forever. And we've seen that this Firelance based army is just demolishing what Yoshi can do. I do think he would have needed the Taught Elephants or something. But even then, it's not particularly easy. The Earth Dragon has been going this whole time as well. Yoshi attempting to use some mercenaries to slow this thing down. But we'll need some kind of siege option to follow through. There are already 3 catapults. There is a rock. There are villagers, so he can bring them forward. He can build stuff. Maybe even just a little bit of a wall here, just to seal off these 2 entrances, and then he can catapult sieges down in just one salvo, forcing Volt to restart from scratch. Would be pretty damn painful. Alright, this gold mine has essentially expired, and Volt is walling off all the remaining ones. There's the rock. And actually first, he's done a shot on this settlement, but now he's eyeing this castle, trying to get it down. But there are several immortals coming out, and they're being trained pretty quickly. Takes only 7 seconds to pump one out. Gets a tiger, so that's pretty nice. But now Yoshi needs to somehow get rid of these immortals, otherwise the catapults can't be picked up by the rock. Rock is in the back, and the catapults apparently just keep going as Volt has been distracted by something else. Not sure what that is, but Yoshi is using this opportunity to grab his own third. He's got a sufficient amount of units, I would say. Wow, I'm completely out of breath. The rock has been taken down, and the TC is getting nuked. What a hell of a game this is. Volt's villagers are absolutely not safe. Yoshi is walling within Volt's walls, and he is sending forward several Kopesh. That's gonna be a villager massacre if we've ever seen one. More mercenaries are being sent up, but Volt is on top of Yoshi's town center. Villagers are being used to fight the champion Fire Lances. They do have some bonus damage against siege weapons, and these guys do count as siege. So this is absolutely insane. That's an elephant. Could we make a war elephant? Maybe. That would be not too bad. Yoshi is losing way too many villagers here. Volt has already killed 78 and only lost 39. This is most of Yoshi's economy that he's just moved forward. I am not sure that that was the play right now, as he's completely out of gold. Does he have enough caravans to keep going? It appears to be 36 caravans. I don't know about that. That should be good, but he needs to empower it. They only carry 70-something gold. That could be 20% more. So you're not going to want to say no to that extra 14 or 15 gold, however the game ends up rounding that. For each, by the way. Alright, breaking through here. The siege towers might be able to take out Volt's trade. He's pretty tight on economy as well. Does he have a backup somewhere? Ooh, another rock drop from Yoshi gets complete reset here. And he's pulling back as well. Volt is moving forward and trying to steal Yoshi's town center. I don't think he will allow it, not in the slightest, as a million Kopesh get made to go after these villagers. This is Yoshi's opportunity to break the wall and get through it. He has broken the wall. The Kopesh have a straight shot to the trade. This is the time of Yoshi, but also Volt is breaking the walls of Yoshi. and establishing more and more control. The chariots are getting absolutely wrecked by these immortals. Where is the rock? Excuse me. Where did it go? Did it go back here? I can't find it. Okay, it turned around. And 3 catapults are now moving up to the trade. Once again, the wall is opened up. Where did all the Kopesh go, though? Did he enter the fight with them here? He must have done. Well, the good news for Yoshi is that, once again, his chariots could park here and probably shoot that TC. I don't see anything else being sent, though. So if Volt gets this up, it's at low rate. That's not the real rate that should be built at. Everybody, I believe we have a talent center glitch in front of us, and Yoshi has just taken out Volt's trade, or he deleted it. One of those. The Kopesh are going right into the middle of where Volt's wood operation is, and the next market has been spotted. Volt still has 1,000 resources of each. Now, is this going to finish up? It does appear to be extremely slow. There's a catapult here for Yoshi. He's not going to be able to deny the TC, though. It comes up. Okay, it was just actually slow. Because of the 4 villagers. But Yoshi is just massacring the economy. I'm not sure if he can hold whatever is happening here, though. 7 fire lances. That should be something that you can manage. But he doesn't have stuff nearby. He's still trying to make Kopesh, which are nice, but... this rock drop has stopped as well, and Volt has defenders against these, so his wood gathering operation is gonna be fine. The caravans continue at a low amount of income, but they continue nonetheless, and it looks like Volt has somehow re-established himself, taking out this catapult as well. And Yoshi is just doing what he can with what he's got, but it's not much. It's certainly not much. The frontline units are going to be defending the fire lances very nicely. The White Tiger adding in a lot of DPS as well. There are several immortals to take care of Myth units. The Pharaoh gets picked off. Larry number 7 already. And no matter how many caravans Yoshi seems to have, it's not enough. He pumps out a handful of siege towers, so that's going to force a bit of defense here. We got, again, Kopesh everywhere. But these are being defended on both fronts. Did Volt move forward with the villagers again? He's making forward castles. But I'm afraid this TC is getting fully targeted now. Pharaoh empowerment will be necessary here. The tower and the TC both can shoot these fire lances though, so it should be possible to survive this. It's just whatever comes next that doesn't sound so good probably for Yoshi. He still got the intact trade route though, so that's gonna count for something. But the fire lances are cleaning up the barracks, and Volt is fortifying more and more. I think once he gets a few towers here, it's gonna be extremely difficult for Yoshi to make any headway from here. Volt re-establishing his market line, and once this is deleted as well, he should be able to just restart all of this. There are 24 caravans here, and Yoshi has got 4 random Kopesh doing business that they shouldn't be doing probably. The middle push continues, absolute chaos. Volt is running so low on resources, doesn't actually have the gold to replenish, so I think this might be Yoshi's opportunity to make something happen. I think his rock got picked off with the 3 catapults over there. Mercs are trying to fight through the middle of absolute chaos in this game. There's no other way to describe it. Volt knows he needs to pull back. He actually put his gardens on gold now, so that is what they're gathering. Can Yoshi use this opportunity to come forward with his vills and maybe re-establish this front? Right now he's trying to fight a very unfavorable fight, dodging fire with the cavalry a little bit. This Earth Dragon is still going at 388 points. Someone take it out, please. I can hear a tiger somewhere, so that's going to be able to probably kill all these spearmen, as he's got a 60% armor and a ton of health still. Okay, Yoshi's had enough of beating up the armory, and he's looping back with the Kopesh. Might be able to find a few villagers here. These are actually really critical right now to Volt's survival, and I think Yoshi might just have a straight up better economy than Volt does. Once he can re-establish his full army, that should be him in a pretty good position. Volt having to make stuff from all the way back here, but Yoshi's infrastructure is not that much better, so there's that. He's currently not really trying too much to do much of anything. I would love to see Yoshi try to get a little bit of a bigger farming eco going so that he has a few villagers. Currently has only 29, which means that he can't really go out there and do stuff. He can't really build, right? Because as soon as he does, his villagers aren't gathering resources. He can do this Migdol, that's for sure. But for everything else, he'll need new villagers. Oh, there's a lot of idols back here. I bet he didn't want that to happen. Where are the immortals? Okay, they're right here, right on target. And the White Tiger should be able to pretty much one-shot these catapults. One jump and one attack. Yoshi does pick up, but I mean, there is an immortal. And that's a huge threat to the rock there. Can't take that kind of fire for too long. The mercenaries will be the core of the army. What are these guys doing? Yoshi will have to notice them at some point. That could be the game-losing mistake, but also Volt attacking the random wall here. Whereas there's nothing really here to fight for. If this army was all together, I think we'd be still seeing a similar situation, but maybe more in favor of Yoshi, I would say. No further co-pash rates are happening. Yoshi still on 29-ish villagers. He's trying to mass Migdol this up. If he can establish this front and have a bunch of towers and whatever, then the fire lances that are going through here won't be having an easy time anymore. And I think we might be seeing an ISIS that has established themselves a little bit too much with the Pharaoh now empowering. These guys are dropping off the 20% extra resources. Dude, look at the amount of units that Volt is idling here. So he's just using a handful of scout cavalry and he's causing Yoshi to idle 7 caravans or whatever this is. 8 caravans are idle just because of these 3 guys. He's fixing it, but he needs to also drop off and then send them out. He gets 1 kill, so that's not so great maybe for value. 2 kills, that's actually good. That's actually really good for just the 2 units, but that's not the big deal. The idle time was. Ooh, Yoshi doing the catapult rock drop again, but maybe a little bit of micro here. He should be. Oh, he got sniped. There was another extra immortal in there, and Volt can keep going here with what he's already got. The villagers of Yoshi seems to have been picked off along with the Pharaoh, but the 2 Migdols will be providing a lot of cover fire for these units. That said, we have got 4 or 5 fire lances that are very spread out, and with some pullback macros should be able to take this down no problem. Especially with Volt repairing and keeping this DC. Man, if Yoshi had just ejected the rock, the catapults, sorry, I think he would have been able to destroy this TC. That is so unfortunate. That one thing and these idols together might be costing him the game. If he realizes that these are here, he can still turn it around, but the window is closing as Volt is establishing his economy at 40 villagers and 26 caravans. That is starting to look pretty good. I don't think he'll be running that low on resources anymore. We've got another rock drop. Okay, this time around, he is parking the catapults. He's doing a quick pickup, but needs to eject immediately as 3 salvos from Immortals are deaf. Okay, he's gonna get it done now. 2 more shots and that's it. Maybe not. Oh my goodness, maybe just about Volt will be able to hold it. Unfreaking believable. If that had been a quick micro trick, that would have maybe worked. It's difficult, right? Like he's fixed his idols in the meantime, so he's trying to do like 4 things simultaneously. It's easy to say he should do this, he should do that. It's not easy to actually go and do it. We've got a guard tower as well now, doing the guarding. And Volt is back to the 74 gold trade. Doesn't have any empower mechanics, but does have the gardens, which does help a ton. 3 more catapults are coming in, but Volt now on a crazy amount of immortals. 4 of them will be patrolling this way, keeping his territory safe. I'm pretty sure he can actually see the rock. No, he can't, but I think he's seen it for a moment. So Yoshi gonna be coming in again, maybe with more catapults even. But maybe he should consider the siege tower and Kopesh rock drops. That is also an option. Okay, TC is only on 1400 hit points. If he does the really quick rock micro, he might be able to make this work, but the towers are in the way. It's making things awkward. Okay, he's doing it now. So he might be able to get like free animations in like this. Okay, I think now the TC should be able to be destroyed. That's gonna be it. We are back to the 2-2 TC situation again. Volt is just about rich enough to rebuild this, if he super wants to. And Yoshi can chill for a moment about the catapults. Oh, he's making a fantastic Kopesh rate happen. There's nothing here to defend. He's killing caravans. He's killing villagers. This is such a good move. He's going after the trade itself. The markets are being downed, and there are so many Kopesh that Volt will need to get rid of the markets himself if he doesn't want to lose all of his caravans. Look at this. All of the Kopesh are getting right on top. In the DM patch, they have the double bonus against all civilian units, including caravans. So, yeah, they're doing a lot of damage here. Pokey pokey. Volt is gonna be able to rebuild this, I think, maybe. But here comes another rock drop, very, very nicely timed. The Immortals are trying to defend against it, but Yoshi will be able to get it down yet again. Loses the rock in the process, and will be having to focus hard on defending here. But I think he's got enough spearmen to get the job done. Should be not a huge issue. The caravan massacre meanwhile continues. I think Volt has deleted the markets. Still has 16 caravans, so he's lost only 10. But if they go through another pass here, I think there's enough Kopesh to actually get rid of them this time around. The Migdol is still going here. Pharaoh and villagers working on additional ones. And I'm not sure if Yoshi will be able to get any additional catapults in. He's trying to get the siege works going. And the Kopesh are raiding the villagers, but there are just too many towers for them to truly have a big effect. This defensive Earth Dragon has been doing so much work as well. Still alive at 176 hit points. Cannot be healed. Won't be healed, but you know, it's been contributing sure as hell to this value. Oh, the cavalry mercs are coming in. And that's going to add some added DPS to this little group. Harassing the villagers. But once again, there's nothing here to destroy the TC. The catapults might be able to get it done. But this TC is building up so fast. Is it going to be quick enough? He has to drop in the middle of the towers. He has to eject now. He has to fire now. And the catapults are going to hit. Delaying the TC so much. Is Yoshi going to be able to deliver one more shot maybe? I think he's working on the towers now. But that should be fine. However, he's also getting flooded. Oh, first appearance of the general in this game. He is buffed in DM so that he can affect the range units as well as the melee units. Look at this range. It's pretty wild. So basically a good way to use him would be to do pullback micro every time he gets into battle. Just his ability and then pull him back out. We got several spearmen getting on top of this, so that's going to add some nice DPS to the settlement. Potentially getting it down again. And more catapults are being made. Yoshi might as well just walk them up. Okay, the walls are completed. And Volt has re-secured the trade again. He's got a lot of resources somehow. He's destroying the Migdol stronghold. But he's losing control of his own TC area. I don't think he can retake this. The mercs are just so high in number from Yoshi. His trade is still relatively healthy looking. And they are still getting empowered. So they're delivering a pretty good amount of resources there. Yoshi has also built a ton of extra villagers. Recuperating from the losses that he's had. So he's farming now at 16 farms. That's what he's got. And it looks like we've got another free catapult rock drop. Seems to be Yoshi's magic number. For the pickup micro that he's doing, 4 is the magic number. You can basically reset the animation of these things to fire nearly twice as fast as you probably should. So Isis, can be really potent in the hands of a skilled player like Yoshi. This is insane stuff. Gonna be able to destroy these guard towers. And while Volt is restarting, he doesn't have any building security this time. Yoshi does lose his access to this corner completely. I say he should just leave it alone and focus entirely on the 2v2 TC situation, keeping Volt off this. If he can get the remaining villagers here, they are very low, by the way. That would be grand. He actually destroyed or killed the Earth Dragon, so that's fantastic news for him. What's he making now? Okay, there's gonna be another catapult rock drop at some point. He's working on it, but this TC is also not idling. Getting actually made there. The Kopesh will be killing the White Tiger. Said nobody ever. That's insane. Yeah, and it happened. Good defense, keeps the Miggle going for now. And there are the Volt villagers doing their thing. Yoshi is probably noticing this, right? Hopefully. Because if he doesn't, then Volt gets a TC steal on both sides. Where is the rock drop on either side, really? Okay, this one is gonna be stopped, and then supposedly you'll just fly over here and do it again. Has to move soon, though. Okay, should be able to slow down those Immortals a little bit and get both TCs down. He's been using his units to slow this down by killing some villagers, and the 4 catapult shots. That's, in my opinion, the magic number. Will be down in the TC completely. The Migdol will be denied, but at what cost? Oh, it's actually up! Can Yoshi repair it? No. That's unfortunate. He lost all the resources then. There's the Kopesh. That's gonna get rid of the remaining villagers. Volt is pulling these back, but guess where they're going? To the Kopesh. They got bonus damage. Oh my god. That's an absolute massacre. What an action-packed game. You could not ask for a better last game. And this is just number 1 in this best of 7. So we're gonna be here for a while. 41 minutes of back and forth action, non-stop aggression from both sides. I love it. Alright, Volt is trying to push in here, but it looks like Yoshi is about to complete one tower there fairly soon. Not sure how he's going to be able to deal with this dragon, especially, tiger, especially supported by the general. But certainly the villager numbers have been forted. Volt down to 23 villagers. He's trying to make more, but he can't actually afford them. He will have to lay off the food units, man. There's no way he can make generals while he can't make villagers. So I think Yoshi destroys this group, and then Volt gets back only essentially wood and gold units, such as the fire lances. So there's still good options, right? But if Yoshi destroys the main TC, I think Volt is in serious trouble. Does he even have Immortals right now? So I count 6 Immortals. That is a lot. So he can definitely defend this. Especially if the rock is spotted, 2 Immortals immediately being pulled back to handle it. They can both destroy the rock and kill the catapults. Kill to death count is over 1200 for Volt, almost 1000 for Yoshi. Immediately gonna destroy a tower, but the catapults are now stuck as the rock is getting chased away. Can't be picked up anymore, but can Volt actually afford an army? I think he can sell resources at a not so great rate, but yet he can do it. Enough to just make a few villagers to populate his farms. Got 25 villagers right now. Yoshi's rock drop is busted now. It's been found out. They've been had. Any other synonymous words for that? No? Probably not. No, that's all I got. Okay, how about some changing up of this? Where Yoshi might go siege towers with Kopesh and just rock drop those all over the place. So you drop one of those in here and go after the villagers and the caravans. That would be pretty sick. Maybe he can do villager rock drops and wall off the trade. Katsuko's are trying to make something happen, but you can see how strong those Immortals are with their ranged attacks. They're tearing them a new one. And the Patsuka sadly are not shooting at human units, but rather the heroes. So that's not been really ideal for them. Yoshi just doesn't have a counter army to what Volt is fielding. That said, more and more of these villagers are getting killed, and he only has 25, still pushing forward with the guard towers. But Yoshi doesn't seem to be allowing it. Volt now has a little bit of food, but he doesn't gather anything actually. What is going on? He's got everything on like food, and all the other resources are completely idle. One tower comes up, but all of these villagers are getting killed. 29 villagers to 20 at the moment. What is this? Tiger tried to make something happen, but the two Pitsukas should be able to deal with it, especially if Yoshi picks up these catapults. He can just get rid of this tower that Volt has so difficultly and sacrificially made. Mercenaries are continuing to do their work, always coming back to the job, and the caravans are also pretty much unbent and unbroken. 45 Egyptian caravans at the moment. Yoshi is running out of the wood situation. There is plenty of wood to go around, but he will need to make more villagers and task them to the trees, or else. Okay, we got 2 more capos getting rock dropped all over the place. Dude, these generals are boosting the entire army, and I'm not sure Yoshi can take it in his current state. How can Volt even afford this army? I'm puzzled as to how that is even possible. But it seems like that little income that he gets from the gardens is kind of getting him to survive at the moment. Trickling in the food. He doesn't have any wood right now, but he is escorting the rock this time around with chariots and camels. The camels are going to absolutely beat up those mounted archers, especially if they can get in close. But the rock is just going to transport everyone over this, taking out the remaining markets. But there are 2. Mercs are going to hold the front, and Volt is just flooding in units. He's not really able to get the TCs built. He's not really able to move villagers forward. Doesn't have wood actually. If Yoshi could just finish these towers up, that would be grand for him. But mounted archers sacrificing themselves in order to grab the rock, but they just can't do it. Camels are going to be ending up on top of these fire lances, and Yoshi destroying these buildings one at a time, just methodically and carefully getting in there. Kopesh are looking around for more stuff, and Volt calls GG. Even though he's put on some insane pressure this game, he just can't continue as he's been drained by Yoshi, and Yoshi had still a lot of resources ready to go. Very good game. What was that? I did not expect such a cool first game today, but I am so happy to see it. Let's see these stats again. Halberdier is his favorite unit. What? Yoshi made 56 Pitsuko Straw versus 15 Tigers. That was probably the best deathmatch game I have ever cast, and I've cast hundreds. What just happened? The best god ever! The one I like to play the most. This is Yoshi playing as Zeus in a DM game, hell yes! On the other side, we have got Lightning Volt playing as Hades. Also one of my favorites. So this is a very interesting matchup where Hades technically has the army superiority. And depending on the god path they choose, if it goes late, it's gonna be very interesting. But in DM, it's actually very common to go Hera to do some kind of rush. And so far, Athena has been picked for Yoshi. He's building very close by to everything, and he's not protecting his villagers. In DM, we buffed the scouts so that it can harass villagers. So you have to protect them with like a Minotaur. This thing gets the cavalry line upgrades, he gets the armory upgrades, and he doesn't have the... he gets some higher base values as well. So both players harassing each other's early villagers, but very soon Volt will be unlocking his Pestilence, and he can cast it right on top of this. Now remember, to everyone who just joined, DM starts with high resources, right? 15k each. But a lot of the game is about establishing the map, and you only have the 9 early villagers to start with. You make it through as you age up. Actually, Volt sacrificing some villager training and getting Achilles out instead. That's not very common, but he does it anyway. It's not a bad thing. But yeah, the more villagers you have in this early game, or the more you kill, the better. Then you'll be able to better establish a front. Yoshi will need some additional buildings, man, because this is gonna get Pestilence, and he doesn't have Ceasefire to chill. So that's troublesome. How many villagers have they each killed? Yoshi has killed 3, and Volt has only killed 1. That looked very different from where I was sitting, but that seems to be the case. Lots of towers, the good old Yoshi towers, as we call them in the community. He's actually training his heroes all from the fortress. Also a little bit uncommon, but it allows you to pump out a little bit more units, and both of the fortresses can be active then. Both of the players going Hephaestus. So we've got a very late game situation, and nothing for Yoshi to offset the early game losses, as Hades will be kind of able to match everything. Perseus will be able to take care of these Colossi very easily without any significant counters, as the Hades buildings are super strong, especially these fortresses reaching 25.5 DPS versus just the 22 of normal ones. We might see a little bit of hoplite aggression from our Zeus player, but our Hades player has got a ton of Hippospis, and that is a really solid counter here. There's also a good number of Toxotes. I'm curious if we're going to see maybe a Gastrophides or two sneaking up here and destroying this settlement while it's being built. The Pestilence is excellent, covering every single building of Yoshi's. He's forced to make new ones, but he's trying to just sit under here. Okay, Bolt will have to be used on this Colossus if he doesn't want to lose the progress on his CC right now. He's not doing it. There's no heroes here. Where is Bellerophon? Volt picking up the Oseberg wagon, which is giving him some extra population efficiency by buffing the caravans. Volt is mega walling off the entirety of the map, and he's just flooding in units. Gastrophides are coming in. They can start picking up these fortresses. There's Bellerophon finally, but oh, I wish Yoshi had bolted this. He's going to get the back TC, but so is Volt. A little bit slower though, so maybe an Underworld can make something happen for either side still in this early game phase before the map gets completely locked down and it becomes a fight between two Death Body armies and Helipolis on Helipolis action. As these guys only have 50% crush armor, they are very potent killers of each other. Alright, now Volt is not focusing on any early favor. He's not interested in the Colossus game. Very understandable, as the human Hades army is already super efficient. And look what it's gotten done. Yoshi is down to nearly half the resources of what Volt is at. Even though the kill death has been pretty similar, Yoshi has been building a lot more, as he has to compensate for the lack of stuff. The army just doesn't have that kind of power level. Surprising amount of Prodromos from him. I also really like the Hippicons, but that's expensive stuff right there. Bellerophon doing what he can. Yeah, very mixed armies for sure. And it's a surprising lack of actually archers from Volt. He's getting a mix of Toxotes out as well as Gastrophides. I'd be curious about the place of the newly buff, well, not newly, but the buff Peltas in this matchup. So the DM patch took what Extended Edition had with the increased range and all that, and we gave them an extra attack as well on top, which makes them extremely potent counter archers, even into the late game. And as you can imagine, actually, one of the most special cases with that is the Egyptian Sekhmet ones, the Slingers, who can get an upgrade, Slings of the Sun, giving them extra damage against infantry units. They're actually as good as Toxotes. Okay, very nice. Perseus, before he dies, gets a Colossus with the Medusa head over there. But Yoshi's built up to an underworld army and he's flying around with the Pegasus. I am actually not sure where they're going. They're over the water, which makes them invisible. Blue on blue just does not work. And these Pegasus will be finding some kind of underworld target where these Prodromos can... Sorry, Prodromos? Where the Helipolis can truly do their work. Okay, there it is. Restoration is going to be used by Yoshi. I am so sorry to everybody that we missed this underworld. Looks like it's going to be saved, but the Gastrophiles are heavily attacking it, and it's going to go down. Yoshi not popping back in, instead choosing to stick around for a longer amount of time. And with that, he'll be able to take down even more buildings and prevent the villagers from coming here. Is this actually just going to work out as it is? Doesn't seem like Volt has an answer to these Helipolis right now, and Yoshi's just happily chilling on 3 town centers while having reduced Volt's population to 140. If he can link up the rest of the army with this, and it shouldn't be that hard to run through just 2 towers, then that would be pretty grand. Yeah, destroying all these stables in the back is definitely huge, and maybe can get even a few villager kills with this. Very nice use of the Prodromos speed there. Look, he's completely getting debated. Amazing play, as usual by Volt. Very nice micro. He's established himself a corner, and will be able to start trading, but currently Yoshi's resources are way up. Yoshi will be also able to, like I said, kill a few vills. Maybe not. Volt is moving away very nicely, but the back settlement is still not being built. And only a handful of villagers die. So this is still looking really, really solid. Yoshi actually looking to follow up with Mass Colossus. I'm not sure where he's getting the idea to make those right now. He's trying to destroy whatever Volt is doing over here. And maybe establish his own corner. It's not the worst idea, especially with that many Toxotes. Okay, 3 Colossus going through the middle. Wouldn't be maybe that bad of an idea. Trying to just break through one wall won't be that hard. He has bolts still available in case he has a troublesome hero like Perseus coming in. And Odysseus is just going to tank a little bit of Gastrophiles' fire. And bully a little bit of villagers. There are a few that were quite weak, so those could have been targeted maybe a little bit better. Maybe Yoshi is more interested, however, in taking down this forward fortress. We shall see, we shall see. If he's looking, he will be able to bolt the Perseus that comes out. And actually, right now, he won't come out because Volt is currently population blocked. So if this is destroyed, Perseus is just not going to happen. Volt, oh man, Yoshi, don't move out now. This is your time to shine. What a perfect takedown. He had no way to know, of course. Like, this is just a best guess. But it's a very good best guess. The archers are somehow gonna be able to take down this fortress as well. Bellerophon taking a bit of a beating from the boiling oil, but that's not a very effective attack. Like, it would be better to just use the arrows and take down the Toxotes probably. As Bellerophon will survive this. Volt has built the TC now and should be able to get out his hero. But he hasn't started it actually and is confident enough to run forward with the Gastrophiles. But there are paths to meet and greet. That's gonna be absolutely brutal. Look how much damage they do. 6.8 DPS with the Sunray from Apollo. So they might be able to get down this fortress, but no more than that, as Yoshi has made back even more of them. Yeah, that's probably the best they can do right there. Even gonna be a Hippicon to meet him. And Volt is completely out of wood. He's gonna have to rely on what little economy he has, and Yoshi can just regroup with what he's already got. Maybe stop spamming Colossus for a moment and focus on winning the fights. While he's so far up in villager counts, and he's got a beautiful tower spam. Oh, he's making siege ships. He's establishing the dock front. Volt coming in to respond. But this water is making Volt's situation completely unsafe. There is the one Gastrophiles, however, that can do a number to this, to the Juggernaut for sure. But in the DM patch, Juggernauts are heavily changed up. They have a little bit of pierce attack actually, and should be able to handle these individual units just fine. However, they are 4 population now, so that does hurt them a lot. They also got changed to heavier crush attacks, but they don't have bonus damage against buildings anymore from the Naval Oxybel's upgrade. Which makes them also a lot more consistent. Yoshi has his market set up. Praying with 10 villagers exactly. That's a pretty good number. Ideally, you would do 9, because 10 is actually not really an upgrade from 9. It's a very funny math. It applies to Supremacy as well. And we're looking to change it in the DM patch 2023 mod. So that it will be worth it to get villager number 10, 11, and 12. Because currently, you're just kind of wasting your population when you do that. And yes, also in the live game Supremacy, that's the case. Gold Colossus going after this market. Volt will be having to make a backup on somewhere. This is a pretty good spot for it, I would say. But we wouldn't expect it. Belarfa might be able to get away from this. And 22 hit points and heal up at the temple. One of the most common tactics used, as with Apollo you get the healing temple upgrade. It's gonna heal units for 20 HP per second. Once they stand still, that is. It's only 2 HP per second if you don't stand still. Perseus gets another Colossus right there. Very nice. And Yoshi's kind of struggling to keep everything up because he just got so many civilian units. Volt has a lot less. Actually, not that big of a difference, but still a difference. And these units are a little bit better thanks to the Ares Apollo Toxotes. So they have 12.35 DPS. The ones of Yoshi only have 11.05. So that definitely shows its difference. The Gastrophiles are destroying the buildings every now and then. And Yoshi has to just resort to Peltas here. That's not exactly a pushing unit, but should he be able to establish another front of Colossus, such as a handful of temples maybe here, that would be grand. And he's currently destroying houses, which is huge, forcing Volt to remake them and making him lose a little bit of population. Too bad that he didn't get that last one though. Getting more cavalry now. And doing really good micro with those Peltas to actually take down those Gastrophiles. Man, there was a time I remember when nobody would make Peltas, and now it might actually make a little bit of sense. Look at this. They just cleaned up every single archer of Volt. The age of Peltas has begun. Fantastic. Alright, I think Yoshi might be overcommitting to the ships. Definitely does not need a trireme. It will be nice to delete that. That's just +2 pop frame right there. We're gonna see maybe a temple in the corner. Or maybe you can just send a hero there. Volt cannot keep going here. He's also trying to get to an 80 villager count-ish. Actually, he has stopped making villagers. And he's gonna rely more on the caravans, maybe. Maybe he can also make a push happen. But so long as he really just gets at a few Toxotes to counter the siege juggernauts, he can make his own dock. And that should be able to get the job done. Alright, Yoshi's building more forward stuff. Second temple coming up here. Belorphin is out, so that's going to be helping a lot in the battle. Colossus can't really fight the ships, as they've got a little bit of bonus damage against Myth units actually, and that siege ship can sure as hell hit it. Yoshi with the layered walling, creeping closer and closer to Volt's base, is going to be causing some problems. I think Yoshi's intentionally throwing away the Peltas so that he can get out something more DPS heavy. Currently, There are 3 gold colossus for Volt somewhere. Yoshi is currently not having any yet, but he is trying to train them. There's a lot going on in this production queue. Somewhere he's making a Minotaur. Send help. That's a mistake. Oh, hello there. That's gonna be filled with colossus and other stuff. The buildings are currently focusing on the underworld passage, but this is the Hades one, so it ends up being pretty tanky. And here is Volt destroying houses, destroying towers. Potentially the town center would be next. I don't think that Yoshi actually has a good counter right now for the Helipolis stuff. We'll have to end up deleting probably some of these units to get something more valuable. His DPS is currently very, very low. Wouldn't be the worst idea actually to jump across with these villagers and go after the Helipolis directly, as they do have some bonus damage against that thing. The repair is just not gonna happen here. Way too much crush DPS, and this building is gonna go down 100%. Volt is rich enough to spam some buildings, towers, military academy stable, archer range, all that stuff would be very, very nice for him right now. Yoshi does not have ceasefire, and this might actually be game-ending damage if Yoshi can't clean up. He's not got anything to counterattack with either. He's still probably making Minotaurs. No, he's not. But the Colossus on the other side of the map is just too far away to really make anything happen. The underworld passage still fairly high in HP. Volt has been holding on for this, but he wasn't going to save it for next game. The underworld is just a fantastic move here, I would say. Kill death-wise, Yoshi has been ahead the whole time, but if his entire base is just gutted and the Plenty Vault gets taken away, I think Volt can survive on a much lower villager count and just slowly but surely take this TC over. He's got 3 Hades towers in the back now, protecting these Helipolis. Not going to be easy to go after that thing. It's quite a little bit stronger than normal ones. Maybe if Yoshi can get out some Helipolis of his own. Maybe just fighting with the villagers again. I don't even know. Alright, Bellarfin keeps getting healed up at least, so that's been very helpful for Yoshi. And finally he gets a Colossus on the underworld, but you know what? Volt is just going to repair that underworld. He's not going to have any of that. Colossus is going to take absolute ages to kill with even Bellarfin. Now we got the most exciting battle in the game. The fortress versus the tower. Only gonna take 5 hours. It's okay. Yeah, the Patas defense is just not gonna cut it. Yoshi will have to delete a little bit of economy here. Go down all the way to 50 vils, and maybe then they're equal-ish. He can sure afford it. I mean, he still has 6 praying vils. Oh, the 2 Colossus actually on that underworld passage. Let's see, that might be able to get the job done. It's still losing health very slowly. There's another Colossus coming in. But these Hades heroes are working away at it. There's an Achilles that's currently not targeting the Colossus, but Volt is fixing it. The TC is also getting denied. Yoshi is up to 4 Colossus on this front. Will he be able to get rid of these heroes? That's really the big question. If he can get rid of the heroes, the next 2 Colossus... 3 Colossus will actually definitely destroy the underworld, never mind 4. So that should be what his focus should be. I actually don't see the heroes anymore. Did Volt send them back to heal? Oh, we got a little bit of a counter-offensive, but the 1 Colossus is not going to be enough to take down such a fortified base. Colossus can't quite connect with the underworld. There's too many units protecting. Okay, now they get on top. That's 2 Colossus. That's 3 Colossus potentially connecting. And Yoshi is able to get his towers up. That's going to be the underworld gone. Yoshi has cleaned it up. And with this, he should be able to reclaim the TC eventually. Even if it takes him a moment. Very nicely done. If all the Hades heroes had been here, this would have looked very different. Bellarfin helping to clean up these raiders. And yeah, Yoshi, like I said, did lose a few villagers, and as soon as he did, this stuff happened. And now he's got 6 Colossus beating Hades back to Hades, I guess. 85 gold on these caravans versus what? Versus 123. Oh my god. How is that even a thing? So this is definitely one of the mirrored maps. Yoshi has picked maps correctly. Although he was worried at the start it would not be a mirrored map. There is finally Perseus, but I'm afraid it's a little bit too late, as the 6th Colossus will easily be able to clean up what remains. Now, of course, the Gastrophides should be able to get a reset, but that's gonna be the last of them. And nice work by Perseus, but yeah, that's tough, buddy. This is an opportunity, though, that has just opened up. So if Yoshi doesn't notice, oh, he does. He's immediately kitchen knifing the Helipolis with his villagers. If he should be able to repair this TC as well, that would be all he really needs. There's a Gastrophides as well, though, and the it looks like the Helipolis is gonna continue. I'm not actually sure that Yoshi can hold this TC. Bellerophon is here, but even with that, he's transferring a lot of repairing villagers now. Bellerophon is just kind of running around, and these Hades Shades just keep shanking him. Gastrophides shooting him. Oh man, this Volt guy is actually pretty good, huh? Destroying another TC, downing Yoshi to just 1. It will be a job to retake this. But a lot of Colossus are moving up, and I think that's gonna have a threatening aura here. With Yoshi losing another bunch of villagers, that's just gonna mean more units for him. So he should be able to keep up, I would say. Colossus doesn't have a whole lot of hit points, not eating any trees or anything like that on the way, so yeah, this is gonna get cleaned up. I don't see Bellerophon. Maybe he's gonna be made, though. Really hope so for Yoshi's sake. But if we want a longer series, we better cheer for Volt. Bear in mind, the Colossus should be able to destroy the Helipolis absolutely no problem. But if Volt micros his Perseus so well, he's gonna be just able to keep pulling it back and using it on the Colossus again and again. And that should be another takedown with just normal attacks. Not the special, but that's fine. Could have kept it alive probably, but not a big deal. Forward towers once again happening. Yoshi actually garrisoning a bunch of units, and he's gonna be unleashing them when he's ready. First making a tower spam happen, and then he's gonna go out there again. Probably would advise to not make any more of these Prodromos, because they're extremely expensive. And they're kind of draining on Yoshi's economy right now. We've got a little bit of a trade raid. I really do like this one. There's no defenders. Oh my goodness, there's a Colossus on both of the markets. How did these get in? They just walked through? That's a huge jab at the little economy that Volt has, but 5k gold will last him a while. It's the Wood situation that is problematic. These caravans are now dead weight, and it will take time to rebuild that market. I'm not even sure where he's trying to do so. Oh, he had some villagers on this temple. That is actually a really smart way to keep your little side builds going. Need the favor anyway, might as well get it out there, doesn't matter. Same gather rate no matter where you are. Okay, Yoshi will have to get on top of this Helipolis if he doesn't want to get denied, but beautiful ghost build will block out the Helipolis. And the TC should be coming back up as well. Very, very nice. Another Colossus jumps out for Yoshi. And with that, he should be able to now defend himself. He's got back to 3 TCs. He's got a big economy with fewer villagers, which means he has a bigger military, or he should do. Actually, yeah, he really does have a bigger military. Volt has more villas, more caravans, and about 30 less military population right now, as his units are kind of dying to this counter army. Peltas especially are doing a number to these free population Gastrophiles. When they are targeting, I would like them to not shoot the Colossus though. That's always a problem. That's hilarious. This Colossus was getting healed by the temple while fighting the other temple. You don't see that often. Yoshi is in here walling now. So yeah, walling off Volt's trade route is going to be definitely a huge issue. A fortress is being made, and Volt's market is once again getting destroyed this time around by the Siege Juggernaut, getting answered with a Pentaconner. But is that going to be enough? It looks like no. Even with two of them, it's just not fast enough. Volt needed to have a backup, and he did not. Maybe he has a worse backup, but yeah, that's not great. All this stuff is just idle now, not gathering resources. It's too many of them as well, compared to what Yoshi has. So, has he built up again here? No, he's got a temple, but that's about it. So he's gonna get a guard tower so that the same doesn't happen to him. He's already thinking 2 steps ahead. Volt does get out the Siege Juggernaut though. That will allow him to clean up this side a little bit. And once again, he can reestablish his good market, but he is walled off, so that's gonna be a problem. Is this like, yeah, it's a gap, but you know, he's got the siege ship to help. That's gonna clean things up there. Got a little bit of a naval fight in the pool there. And Yoshi is completely countering these helpers with several prodromos, hoplites, and all that stuff, and then the Peltas can just work on the Gastrophiles. Well, he's probably setting up a Colossus build somewhere. Actually, barely making Colossus right now. Just in the main front, maybe? Okay, he's got 2 Colossus, 3 Colossus, and Helipolis. And 2 Helipolis, that's a lot of Helipolis. Especially for his current low military situation. Yoshi's cancelled a lot of units production in order to start up this forward tempo stuff. And I think he should be able to punch through and go directly for the TC. Would love to see it. I think he's just splitting up his units though. Hoplites getting on top of villagers. Volt is getting really low on gold. This whole wall situation has become a problem, but finally his caravans come back. I'm not sure why they are so low in gold. Like, where do they actually end up going? Is it that they go to the main rather than the back TC? I think he has never rerouted them, and it's costing him a lot of population, gold. But if he has, then how come he's not getting the full package? Because Yoshi sure is. Getting 123 here, compared to Volt's 80 something. There we go, 125. Sorted. Alright, now Volt has 1 on the water, and he'll be able to get rid of his ships and claim back a part of the land at least. Colossus on Colossus action, alright. The big boys duke it out. Once again, we've got a 29-minute plus game. These guys are certainly not messing around. Nobody's dying early, but 3 Colossus enter the main base. I think Yoshi should probably go for the houses, as the main TC can only be really weakened here. There's another Perseus already. Picks up the high hit point Colossus. And the lower hit point ones will be just killed conventionally, it seems. Perseus on DM patch. Pretty strong, pretty strong. Actually, I'm not sure it's changed at all. I think this is just EE doing its thing. Alright, Volt seems to be winning on the water here, but at some cost. He is gonna have to take out the tower, lost one. Tuxody's helping out a little bit, and Pentaconner doing its job as well. But is gonna get taken out in the end. Yoshi, however, pushing in ever more heavily. But now 3 Colossus. So the Colossus is going after the TC now. Gonna be weakening it quite a bit. Let's see if Yoshi can set up maybe something else. I would kind of like to see him actually transitioning to a little bit of Helipolis play, because this Colossus stuff is not gonna work while Perseus is out. You kind of have to surprise him and overwhelm. Okay, that is good. 5 Colossus and 2 Helipolis. That's gonna do the trick. This TC goes down no matter what. There's no defending this now. Volt didn't see it coming, so he immediately gets punished. He's finding some random barracks with 15 population in the middle. And Yoshi just goes for the throat. Beautifully punching through all this. Trade is totally secure. It looks like Yoshi has managed to clean up the water in the end. Now Volt is having population problems as the TC is down. As he loses the next few units, he'll be really starting to feel it, as he's currently still at a higher population level. But only 6 population over normal. Trying desperately to rebuild and to get towers up. But the Helipolis has been shift-click onto these towers, and they're all taken down. Now the hoplites are in as well to go after the villagers. Yoshi trying to deny the TC by just giving it a few slaps at the Colossus. That's gonna be another reset there. And here is Volt losing villagers now. Ay, this is problematic. Even if they pull out the kitchen knives, they won't be able to stand toe to the hoplites. I think this might be a Yoshi game by the looks of things. He can keep flooding pretty much forever. Perseus is getting rid of stuff. And Yoshi is starting to establish some towers as well in the front. If he can put up towers, forts, walls, and Petrobolos, it's even more secured of a victory. And Volt is going to have to call GG in this one. Maybe the next game works out well for him, but these super late game situations, I believe, do favor Yoshi in general due to playstyles. As Volt does not like the late game. Yoshi has outkilled him slightly. Certainly must have been sweating during that underworld though. That was rough, I gotta say. Still, overall, very well executed. In the blue color, playing as Chronos, so far leading in the series 2-0, we have got Yoshi. And in the red color, playing as Loki, we have got Volt. I did not expect the Loki, but it is actually a pretty good pick, considering that he's going to be going up against Atlanteans, so he can not only get a ballista siege thing going with towers and whatever, but also the fire giants can be very potent against Chronos. Actually not an easy matchup, but I think at the same time, if Yoshi relies on vortexes with Helios here and some nice fire siphon raids, that's going to be very interesting as well. Building up counter barracks and military barracks at first and flooding, instantly placing down 4 palaces and making villagers as he advances between building manors and the advancement buildings, so temple, armory, and market. Yoshi's builder has been beautiful. Volt is just building a little bit forward, trying to get these longhouses going and then towering up as soon as he can. He's got a wave of X-Men, he's got a battle boar out, and he's gonna be mythic in just a moment. No relics have been picked up. We've got the Black Lotus as well as something else that has been picked up. It's the Blue Crystal Shard, so a little bit of extra economy here. Side TC gets found. Volt might be thinking about the Mountain Giant wave, but might not do it immediately. Gets out the initial units, and currently he's on 60. He's on no favor. What just happened? Oh, the big boys are coming from the bottom. He's got a side build here as well. And yeah, he's going into the main. He's bringing another one around just to reset this TC. Let's hope he actually does send it that way, because right now Yoshi is building it as quickly as he can with 4 hero citizens. That's a lot. And this TC is coming up by the looks of things. Mountain Giant is coming in, but Yoshi should be able to block it if he's looking. Oh, he's looking. Yep. He will be able to make some extra towers as well. And the hero units are following through. Let's see if that villager actually blocks it, though. Oh, he's fighting with kitchen knives. The main TC, however, is under siege by 4 mountain giants. This one comes up, so that is very good news for Yoshi, even if he does lose the main. But the bonk sticks are going down. The mountain giants rush is certainly in play. These hell ones train fast. They have extra hit points. And now they're going to be going for the temple as well, but there's going to be enough heroes here to clean them up for sure. Other TC also gets a mountain giant on top, but looks like there's Murmillos and the tower fire is certainly doing damage to it as well. Meanwhile, the throwing axemen are holding Yoshi's spam, and the kill death has got to be amazing right now for Volt. A bunch of Arcus heroes are coming in to take care of the fire giant, trying to get in the Heka giant as well. Is he going to be able to get this TC down? Looks like the one unit that could have done it to the destroyer has been taken out. These throwing axemen are doing fantastic work. All the mountain giants have been killed. They only got 1 manor, and Volt is up to 2 town centers. Now he can work on his third while building up some pressure for this. Mass towers here, together with Ballista, would go a super long way, but he doesn't have a lot of resources left. Wonder why that is. It's not even about the mountain giants, like he has a good amount of food left. He just spent so much. Oh, he's queuing the units manually. I understand now. Okay. Alright, over here, settlement is getting built by 2 citizens. Not all of them are heroes. That would be a little bit costly for Yoshi maybe, but he's being very patient. Got the 10 destroyers. I don't like that actually against all these throwing axe. I don't think I like it. Time shifting the towers. Yeah, that's a very important play actually. Yoshi doing what he can to slow this down. He's actually gone Prometheus this game, which is not very common. Also gets in a very nice chaos to convert one of these fire giants. And these throwing axemen are just chasing the others. In come a bunch of fanatics. But Yoshi has not made any fire siphons this whole game. He's making some now. I started some gold mining early. He rebuilt the main, gathering with absolutely everybody he's got. And the destroyers are looking to target the main a little bit. Maybe a bunch of the houses could be destroyed or something like that. Remember, Volt still has access to flaming weapons, so he can definitely beat the vortexes and whatever. That's also enough throwing axe to destroy this little raiding group. 1 fire siphon was made at the front so far, but not much effect. And this frost giant over here as well. Interesting. Oh, first vortex coming in to the back TC now that the army is out of position. And now that's enough fire siphons, guys. That's enough fire siphons to destroy the TC for sure. I don't think there's enough Arcus though to deal with the Nidhogg. Nidhogg has been substantially buffed in the DM patch. It's got 60 hack and crush attack as well as 3,000 health. But actually, you know what? The 3 Arcus heroes are doing quite a number to him. That destroyed the TC. The raiding cav are actually not on top of the fire siphons, which they absolutely should be. These things are super powerful. And oh no, the Nidhogg is trying to attack the Arcus, but they're out regenerating him as the heroic renewal upgrade is in. every upgrade is in, right? That's Deathmatch, but these guys regenerated 2 hit points per second at a really good armor value. That thing is not going to do anything, especially considering that there's negative damage against heroes, negative 90%, of the highest negative values in the game. So another town center is going to be sieged down by the fire saffrons from range. The wall is not quite in the right place, and the hill fort will be lost. Even the Nidhogg can't stop this, not even with the guys repairing in the back. More fire siphons and more Heka Giants are up. Man, Yoshi is just insanely good. He's playing out of his mind. That's more fire siphons than I thought I saw, but yeah, now there's gonna be absolutely no problem to tear down what remains. It's just that Volt still has flaming weapons, right? There's one more vortex to deal with. If he can survive all this, economically speaking, you gotta look at Yoshi's economy. It's not very high, but if he can destroy half the infrastructure here, he can just keep going. With the villager, he's already pumped out. It's 15 citizens, so that's not too bad. He doesn't have a trade, but he's getting extra fanatics out. Okay, now the fire siphons are gonna be taking a beating, though. So the best thing you can do at this point is split them up so that they don't take the splash damage. Go for some different kind of targets. Oh, fight the Nidhogg? I don't think so. Maybe not that. Okay. Yeah, wasting time for the units, forcing the raiding cav, then they can't rebuild. The throwing axemen are actually having a really difficult time having to make the houses before everything else. Oh my goodness, chaos goes down, slowing down everything even further. The fire giant is causing problems for the throwing axe, forcing Volt to buy even more units. And then here are the fanatics dealing with all the infantry. Even more fire stuff is coming out of Yoshi, and Volt is gonna have to call GG once again. But he hasn't even used his best god himself, which would be Chronos, and the other one would be Nuwa. So I wonder if he's looking for the reverse sweep here, or what's going on, because he's certainly been playing his more secondary and tertiary gods today. But definitely well played to Yoshi. Volt as well, just Yoshi more so. That was an insane amount of fire siphons, and he sure as hell made them work. That's just extremely potent in DM to be able to run around so quick and do so much damage with the vortexes. In the blue color, Yoshi, the master of the Showmatch, is just one game away from winning this one. He is going to be going for his main god 4. And on the other side, playing as Isis, this is none other than Lightning Bolt, one of the best deathmatch players of all time. Maybe he's not having the best day of his life today, or his DM career, but maybe he can make it happen. If anyone can, it's him. Gonna be going for the back TC here with a Mercenary Rush, and 8 chance on IPK just gifted out 5 community subs. Thank you so very much. Appreciate the support. Yoshi is gonna be going for the Freya, Bragi, and supposedly the Baldur path. I think like the Ragnarok Flaming Weapons is the key to the matchup. Osiris path, of course, for Volt. He actually skipped on the Mercenary Cavalry. He's picking up the relics, so he's getting a Ship of Fingernail Seal. That's going to be giving him a lot of extra food, and he's kind of just chilling. Gonna be spotting that there's a flood of Ulfsarks and heavy raiders mixed up. That's basically something that Yoshi and I were practicing both sides of, although he ended up playing much more Isis than 4 in that. That's my fault, but he's well prepared for the matchup still, I would say. Volt is going to be walling off the back here. while Yoshi is claiming Volt's forward TC while ignoring his own kind of. So this does give Volt a little bit of time to build up, establish, and get some kills. Maybe even get the back TC. There are a handful of mummies out already. The Pitsukos has been hard at work, but Yoshi is building up the several hill forts and just flooding. Currently, he's got a lot of idols, so this push hasn't really made much happen. But yeah, when I played this matchup with Volt, I did not try to be as aggressive as Yoshi, and basically Volt just ended up with a ton of resources. And I think that is starting to be the case here as well. When you are very aggressive and you lose everything and kill no villagers, I think ISIS should be in a really good situation. So this might be one of those games, but at the same time, the amount of map control that Yoshi is establishing right now with all these Ulfsarks is kind of through the roof. Towers have been destroyed, so that is very nice. And we've got a bunch of back Ulfsarks building up. I am curious where the rock is. I think it's still defending the villagers. The Pharaoh has died, but there are 2 Pharaohs with Osiris that are ready instantly in DM, of course, as you get the New Kingdoms upgrade for free. Another Migdol gonna be made by Volt, which does mean, though, that he doesn't have catapults to go with right now. That's a little bit awkward. Did Yoshi also get a relic, or did Volt get both? Okay, there's another relic somewhere, and I'm just blind. Help. Maybe somebody's carrying it? I don't even know. Anyway, not too important, but we're gonna quickly check the map. I think Yoshi's gonna have 3 TCs momentarily. I don't see the relic, so somebody is carrying it. Pharaoh is gonna get picked off there by the Ulfsarks. That is extremely unfortunate, but there's gonna be a very high amount of villagers here for Volt. However, the Volt Ballista business has already begun. We have a lot of Blogsweiger, and Yoshi does find the Reed of Nekabat, actually. That's one of the DM-specific relics that, well, it's actually present in the campaign as well, but we made use of it in DM as a relic to buff up myth units a little bit, and that's going to give 10% extra damage to key units such as the Fire Giant, so that's going to be insanely good. Yoshi can soon start to double pump myth units from temples, even Fire Giants, which we've increased the favor cost of, by the way, in DM. Gonna see a handful of elephants. Yoshi can burn down a forest if he so chooses. And Volt has got a lot of idols over here, just trying to establish something, but what he really will need is a frontal push here. So far, we're still seeing absolutely no siege weapons from Volt, but he is very rich. Maybe he can make something happen with that, but that amount of Blogsweiger is nothing if not capable of deleting these mummies. So, very sad moment for him. Also, somebody has sold the wood. Whether Yoshi or Volt, I can't say. I think it might have been Yoshi, considering the current wood count of his. And he's gonna be focused on getting a heavy trade going. I think he kind of didn't make enough dwarves from the main. Son of Osiris should be coming in, but yeah, Yoshi has the double market, which is also very standard, and should be able to double produce those. And while he's putting on this much pressure, those are gonna be catapulting his economy forward. It's like making villagers from 5 town centers, basically, like that. Son of Osiris shouldn't be too helpful here with the 5 ballista peppering the army. The elephants, I'm afraid, just can't get very close. There's Ulfsarks there doing massive bonus damage to them thanks to the Brage upgrade. Swine Array, that's double damage, guys. Wall is still relatively healthy. Trying to go around. Catapults will be so important. Finally, we are seeing a siege works. And Volt is trying to do what he can to pick off those ballista with what he's got, but he's not got a whole lot. And this is just going to be a very difficult match from this point onwards, especially if Yoshi can establish a slightly bigger economy. Just pumping out all those villagers. Oh my god, the ballista are doing a number to that Son of Osiris, and it's going to get shot down. Now building forward with the Pharaoh that remains. The Boxwagger trying to come forward. We are also seeing a handful of Huskar. Man, Yoshi just holding on to those god powers. Four mummies. That's a lot. The camels are trying to come in, but sadly for them, there's Wolfsarks in the middle of this and Fire Giants. They're just a little bit too much for them. Ballista targeting down the mummies so that the archers don't have to. Means the archers can just focus on the infantry. And Fire Giants delivering that splash damage against the camels. That is always fantastic to see. Oh, we got a little bit of a ram attack, but Volt is kind of ready for it with several spearmen as well as camels around. So that will do some massive damage to these bad boys. They still might be able to get this Migdal though. Oh, no. Not if that one isn't here. So yeah, Volt has saved the Migdal, I guess. And there is a catapult, so maybe he can push on. Like, he does have 40 gold villagers right now, empowered and under prosperity. So that should be a pretty good start here. Let's see if we can build up on this. Also, siege towers are coming in. All he's got to do is deal with the Fire Giants. It's easier said than done, but it's certainly doable. Oh god, another pops out. The villagers are going to try to build now. But I'm afraid that the Fire Giants might just splash attack them. That could be rough. There are two pharaohs here. And the walls have been destroyed, so that's something at least. Alright, the Wolfsark is trying to repair this, but I mean, against an elephant, that's just not gonna happen. Yoshi is finally starting to build up a bigger economy. He'll have to start some food soon, as currently he's kind of reliant on just a big army. But if he doesn't really get started with something, Volt's economy is looking fantastic. He's starting to sort out his food situation. And if he can get a little bit of a trade going as well, and keep those villagers pumping, I think he's got a big enough economy to maybe survive. But if Yoshi does a Ragnarok flaming weapons ram attack, and Volt cannot do something with catapults and rock drops, then I think he's gonna be in a lot of trouble. But he's got, at the moment, his gold mine secured somewhat. Pharaoh is working on the Fire Giants. We've got only Migdal units, I'm afraid. That's a little bit too much cavalry and food usage. So Volt is not going to be able to make units from here on out. Is this the time that Yoshi has been waiting for? Could this be how he wins this? Wow, he even destroys the siege works. Are you kidding me? It means Volt won't be able to build up the catapult count that he so desperately needs. This is crazy, and so much of his population is tied down here, just breaking through walls, getting slowed down by two damn Wolfsarks. I mean, they'll break through eventually, but it takes forever. Alrighty then, it looks like Volt's army is just getting annihilated, and with that, I don't think he has a defense for what's next. Yoshi has already significantly outkilled him, 280 to 200, and Volt is gonna resign. Not gonna wait out the Ragnarok flaming weapons. I hope Volt is in an okay state, because he did say a few days ago he wasn't feeling so well in general. So I hope it's nothing too serious, but certainly nothing to take away from Yoshi's accomplishment today. He has played excellent games. And maybe we do have a new #1 DM player. Yoshi is just the guy that you want in your show matches, apparently. Maybe next time he'll take down Magius in Supremacy or something. You never know. With Yoshi, he's just God tier. Thank you so much to Phenomenon for hosting this show match. And if you yourself want to host a show match, then go to our website, Showmatch store, where you can do it yourself and be the boss of what's next. It's right here. You just click on show matches and show match store, And then you can pick a best of 5 or anything between that and a best of 11. All the money here goes to the players, so we're just here to cast it and cover it. You can of course go with other creators as well, but the option with us is there. We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind the scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.